Good morning, good evening, and welcome to this week's live craft and chat, where we craft and chat live. It's been a really big week. I'm in my new chair. I'm still adjusting to my new chair, so I'm still wiggling around in it. If you missed our build the chair stream, it was chaotic and interesting, but at the end of it we had a chair. But at the end of, after we built the chair, we had to test the chair, and we finished off the mosaic blanket. It's all done. Ends are woven in. It is finished. So if you need the rest of the dice rolls, I'm sort of just sitting here. Did I update the dice rolls? Yes, I did. All of the dice rolls are over on my Ravelry project. So if you need those dice rolls for anything, they're over there. But it is all done and dusted. I just want to give it a wash. And then I want to take some photos. And then it's all 100% completed. So I had to pick another project to work on in my mad dash end of the year run to clean out my Ravelry works in progress list. So I pulled out my trusty Sungold blanket, and the Sungold blanket is a project from Addict24. It was her beginning of the year cowl that she did for beginning of 2024. And I got behind in it, and it is, they do expect a lot of rows each week. So I was actually reading a post in the Sherpas group where somebody was actually really disappointed that the sheer amount that was required to be done to keep up with the cowl was crazy. Like, she could not complete all of what was required in a week and work and get housework done and other things. And everyone in the group were like, well, just do it at your own pace. And she's like me, like the same thinking is, no, I wanted to be part of a crochet along where we all worked at it together. And it just felt like a lot of work. And I did put it aside because I did have to go on to other projects because it was taking so much out of me. But what I will say is it's all the rows are done and all the ends are woven in. At least I think I've probably missed one, but I think all the ends are woven in and it is finished. I haven't measured it. It's very long. It's very long. I believe it to be approximately a single bed size. But it's also quite lightweight because there's still approximately 30 to 50 grams of yarn left in each of the balls. So I think there were 12 colors off the top of my head. And there's still, like, this one's got 44 grams, that one's got 48 grams, this one's got 37 grams. Excuse me. So because the border on it is quite large, they do recommend that you go in and weigh all of the balls of yarn. So I went and did that. I had to buy some new scales because my scales and ball winder have gone missing. I have no idea what I've done with them. If I've lent my ball winder to you and I've just forgotten about it, can you let me know? Because I'm like this close to buying a new ball winder because I have looked pretty well everywhere I can think of that a ball winder could go.
I found it.
Where is it?
It's on the dining table.
Wrong. Abby's like trying to be smart. She's trying to be smart. So yeah, so it's been a little bit, you know, chaotic and just trying to get everything sort of, trying to find the ball winder, trying to weigh the yarn. Look, I just bought extra scales. So what I did, I bought a different color. So all mine are usually silver. And these ones are all the same price no matter what color you bought. So I bought a different color. But yeah, so it was just a little bit frustrating to say the least. Like, I know I have 2 sets of those scales somewhere, but they're in a scale hiding place. I figured that when I go to put that somewhere safe, we'll work it out. We'll work it out. So, oh, I do want to put my, nope, that's not it. There we go, I want that up there. All right, so let's have a look in the chat here. Good morning, Knit Spin Girls, great to see you. Sorry, I've just been rambling. Vampire has made it. Kelly is here with the wrench. Teresa, it's good to see you. Kelly's dropping some links. Thanks so much for that. Russell is here. Thanks. Yeah, I love the chair. Kind of a lot. Scott's here. He's like, you can borrow mine, but you'll have to come and get it. Look, no offense, and I do appreciate the offer, but it is a little ways to go to borrow a ball winder. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. The only real way to find something you've put somewhere safe is to buy a new one. I agree. I 100% agree. Amelia Nicole is here. Great to see you, Amelia. So good to see you. So, I did want to say something, which was a massive thank you to everybody who watched the chair build video, or the chair build live stream, and watched it in the replay. It seems like an unusual video that would do well on this channel, but it's not doing terribly bad. So I'm like, okay, we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. Lots of little sheep jumping around. They're so cute. So yeah, it was so much fun to actually do that. I think next time I would set up some camera angles in different places. Something that I had wanted, but I didn't have at the time, hadn't arrived. And also, I couldn't use the mobile phone as a continuity cam that I wanted to do because technological reasons, which is now solved, okay? Well, mostly solved. So I think if I needed to run a stream like that again, I would be a lot more set up for it. Not for a chair, no, but if I need to do something at the other table, or I need to do something with the floor space, so like a spinning thing, or, you know, like something away from this exact spot, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think I'm much better set up for a future video of not exactly this. So yeah, no, and I'm very happy with this chair. Oh, actually, something that arrived. Let me just see if I can get them to come. Oh. Is the fancy plush cell arrived? So it's I just threw it on. I didn't make a video or anything. They just turned up. So I have those now. So they means my arms aren't sticking. I've found many a good comfortable position to actually sit in this chair and craft and watch a movie and be reclined and supported. My husband's coming here on Sunday. I think it was Sunday. And I'm kicking back. I've got like a little rolly stool under my feet. Like I've got it tilted back and reclined back, and I've got my big monitor up and on the perfect angle, and I'm just sort of crocheting, and I've got this armrest up a bit higher, which you can't see, so it actually supports my elbow while I'm crocheting. And he's just coming. He's like, "You're never leaving this room now, are you?" It's like, nope. No, I'm not. Never. What's wrong, Abby? Oh, okay.
I fell off the chair last night.
Well, what were you doing on my chair?
Sitting on it. I went to sit on it, pushed me all the way back, and I flipped forward and stacked it.
Well, then don't sit on my chair. It was just telling you you don't belong here. Abby's telling me that the chair flinged her off it last night, and that's good. Good job, chair. Well done. So I have the trifecta of Yetis today, and it's a little bit different.
The green one, that's my cup.
Yeah, it's got apple juice in it. I need a green for the apple juice, Abby. Abby's getting upset that I've used her green one instead of my blue one. Can't put apple juice in a blue cup. Not when I have green.
We could put it in the matching pink one to a matching pink one.
No. I also have tea and just some chilled water. Lots of chilled water. Because it is quite warm here today. It is quite muggy. Yeah, total revenge. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Russell, I'm like, yeah, I should totally just have more chairs because the colours are pretty. I don't think so. It was so hard for me to justify one. But I am so happy with it. I'm not 100% certain I've got everything dialed in perfectly just yet, but I think a little more sitting will help me with that. But I'm comfortable and I don't leave the chair in pain. So, you know, that's a win, right? Let's take that as the win. So let me just drop down here. Now the camera is very cool today and I don't know why. Also, we have our special guest in the house. Louis is here. I don't know why that's not being good. But let's see if we can. Let's see what we can do about it. I don't know if there's much we can do. Let's warm it up a little. Just a little, Chantel. Yeah, that'll do. Alrighty. So we're working on the border. Now I do have the pattern instructions here. It's a free pattern. You can totally go to Attic 24, go and grab the pattern yourself. I'm not going to be walking through the pattern. I'm just going to be doing the pattern. So I'm up to the lacy shell border. Let me just double check. I read the instructions a few times, and now I have to check them again because, righty. And let us. That's right. That's what we're doing. Do any of you have a favorite stitch, like, or is it just me? Because I legit have a favorite stitch. I want to sit like that, but I would like it to be a bit more in the middle. There we go. I have a favorite stitch. Is it weird that I have a favorite stitch? And for me, that favorite stitch is the half treble or the half double crochet. What are you? I've made the executive decision to, into the chain spaces, just work it into the space rather than try and get through the gap, just because it doesn't, sometimes it's a bit bummish and it doesn't actually, oh, you know what, it does look better. Grr. Do you know what, you hate it when it's like, oh, it won't look better, and then it actually totally looks better. But I've got to work out how to get into the gap here on this one. There we go. That was the one that I was struggling with, and I was like, give up, move on. So yeah, totally have a favorite stitch. Let me know if you have one in the chat, and if you do have a favorite stitch, what is it? Sal is here. Hey, Sally. Oh, the QR code's covering my face. Thank you. Oh, let's see if we can move. No, we'll just find it, unlock it, and we'll put it over there. Thanks, Sally.
Yes.
I wasn't even looking.
Coffee. Cappuccino.
Oh, Sandy has bought me a coffee. Thank you, Sandy. Appreciate that. I will sip some tea in the meantime. Thank you so much. And thank you, Sally, for telling me to move it. Or, letting me know. Tell you what, doing borders onto the edges of crochet blankets is not my favorite part, especially working this first row. Now, doing the stitches, the live edge stitches, that's fine. That doesn't bother me. It's the sides. It's working into these side stitches here that bug me, because they never quite look right, do they? They always look that little bit janky. Now, Leanne has suggested a way to work around that, but I'm not going to be able to do it on this particular one because I'm following the pattern. But I tell you what, the next blanket that I'm working on that doesn't have like a set pattern, I'll be trying out Leanne's sort of chain version straight up. You can go to the back little end. I've been working over the end of that color from the start so that I don't have to weave that in later, because I can tell you the little skill that I learnt from the video. I cannot think of the name of the lady who made the video. Oh my goodness. Over on the Discord, we added, well, not me, but somebody added in a fantastic video of how to work your ends in as you're creating. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of just crocheting over the top of ends. I don't think it actually holds them in the best, but this is a way to actually crochet part of the part of the stitch with the end, and I just think it makes just the most amazing difference, especially at the end of, like, when you're getting towards the end of a project that had a lot of color changes. So I tested it out for the last sort of section of this blanket because I didn't learn it until, you know, I'd gotten through the lion's share of this blanket, and I'm just so happy about it. And like, I'm sure it's not new for everybody, and that's fine, but it was new for me. Kylie at Fiber Lily has shared something like that on your page. Possibly, but in the Discord, there was actually a tutorial on how to do it added in to the Jethro blanket. And that's the video I learnt from. So yeah, I'm just like, this is just insane. Like, this should be part of learning how to crochet, honestly. That's how highly I think of this actual process, because it just made actually making something with multiple colors less daunting. Because I quite often will make decisions on projects based on how many ends I have to weave in, and I'll be like, yep, that's going to be one color, so that I can just keep going and not end it. What's wrong?
Are you using the dog for clout?
Yeah, totally using the dog for clout. Let me know in the chat if you love having Louis Cam throw in a doggy emoji. Abby's like, you're using Louis for clout. I'm like, legit, I will use Louis for clout. He's all curled up in a little tiny bed. He's a teeny tiny boy.
Remember when you used to pick that bed around and stuff?
Yes, I do remember you. Oh, here we go. All the doggy emojis. Here they come bouncing across my screen, Abby.
That's cool.
Yeah. Love Louis Cam. Now, so if you are local, today is the first Thursday of the month here in Brisbane in Australia, and it is Caffeinated Crafters at the IKEA at Logan. So if you want to come along, feel free. We'll be up in the food courty area towards the back. You'll find us. We'll be the tables full of yarn and people being probably quite loud. We tend to be a bit on the louder side.
About 50 decibels louder than everyone else in the whole building.
Oh, Josephine added the link. Thank you for Jancy's post. Oh, appreciate that. So this is the video, hopefully, that I used to learn this technique. And it was a game changer for me. She taught it really well. The video was super clear and well explained. And I thought it was fantastic. So if you are working on a crochet project that you know is going to have to do 11 billion ends, this will probably save your sanity, and you can just go in and do it this other way. And it is no actual real extra work. Like, I think that there's two different steps that you have to do. One of them you can just do it while you're crocheting. The other one is an additional step. But even then, it's still not that bad compared to weaving in an end. So I know some people enjoy weaving in ends. I am not one of those people. I enjoy mattress stitching, which I know is a weird thing to enjoy, but I don't enjoy weaving in ends. Hey, Lisa B, good to see you. Great, thanks for jumping in. So yeah, so we've got lots of projects on the go. So once this border has, I think, 6 rounds. So the first round is always the hardest, I reckon, working into the edges. Let me know in the chat if you feel the same way, like when you're either picking up stitches for a border if you're knitting, or if you have to work into a crochet edge for a border. Let me know in the chat if you agree that the first round takes the longest because you're like brute forcing it. Brute force the stitches. Lisa B is working on crocheting napkin rings. Nice. I've got some Christmas projects aside that I can't really talk about. Something I am working on that I can talk about is I'm working on the Arna and Carlos Christmas stocking knit along, which I'm really loving. I did it last year as well. I've got my last year's stocking handy and so far of what I've done for this year's. And I just find it really, like it's like 6 rows a day, which sounds a lot when you like work out, you know, that's like 40 rows in a week or whatever it is. But it's actually really just a bit of chill knitting. Like it's not like a huge, I don't feel overwhelmed by it, or you know what I mean? Like I don't normally knit every day, but while this project is in knit along phase, I totally knit the stitches. I get up in the morning, I grab my coffee, grab my breakfast, go and sit in the lounge because I'm a heathen and I sit on the couch to have my breakfast. And I throw the Aaron and Carlos blog video up on the TV, and then I have my brekkie while I watch that and download the pattern. And then, oops, I missed a stitch. And then once I finished eating my brekkie, I start knitting, and I just sit there and knit the I think it's 6 rounds a day. And I've just found it starts my day off nicely. Like I've done something. It's a great first tick off the list. So it's good for my brain, you know? So I find that it's super, super useful. If you want to see it, let me know. I've got it just behind me here so I can show it to you. I did remember to bring it in, and I grabbed last year's as well. And I'm like, I definitely want to get at least 3 of them because, you know, there's 3 in my immediate family. But I've realized, will I stop when I have 3? Probably not. Knitspin Girl says the first round always takes her longest. But as a knitter, I'd rather the first row taking 11 million years and having to sew that sucker on. Oh, yeah. I'm agreeing with you there for sure. There. Let's have a look here. So let me know in the chat, like, what else you're working on. So we've got Lisa's on the crochet napkins. Oh, what have I done? I've mushed something up. There we go. Oh, let's have a look here. Keep the pattern handy. I'll get to the end eventually. We'll get to the end of this round. I would like to think that I could get this round done before the end of the live stream, but I honestly couldn't answer that question. I know that on the mosaic blanket, 1 row of the border took 2 hours, and it was just craziness. Bianca is making a silver silk ranunculus. Nice. I happen to know that the silver silk ranunculus look fantastic. Amelia is making a sock yarn granny stripe blanket. I'm hoping it's striped because I don't know about granny strips. It's been girls. I'm working through Patty Lyon's Bag of Tricks workbook, currently knitting gauge swatches. Nice. Vampire's crocheting a striped floor rug using thermal stitch to go under Artsog's desk. Gosh, that is going to be amazingly thick and nice. Kelly is back on her Sierra dress. Excellent. That is so cool. Bianca, I happen to know this too. Yeah. Oh yeah, it is one of those things, isn't it? It's like, hope we don't run out of yarn. Fingers are crossed. There we go. We can do this. We can get this done. Now, I'm using the Attic 24 kit for this blanket. I don't know if you can still buy the kits. You probably can. You usually can. I found her kits to be really well thought out. I've never run out of yarn. And I think this is my fourth one of her kits. So I've had the Fireside. No, maybe it's the third. The Fireside, the Sungold, and the spring thing that Abby stole. She's got it in her car. Can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. It'll be in my queue, but or in my Ravelry thing. I think that's it. I think that's 3. The Fireside, which my dad has. This, which is got a home to go to, and the other one. And I've never had a problem with the meterage. Like, the meterage has always been really solid. And I've usually been able to add like extra rounds on the borders and things like that to use up like extra yarn because there's just so much left over. I mean, you know, I know that I personally worry about running out of yarn, not how much is left over, because A, I've got people I can give it to, or, you know, to use for various sort of charity projects. Or B, I can find uses for extra bits of yarn. I mean, you know, let's be real. So yeah. Oh, Spring Frost. Thank you, Knit Spin Girls. That was the one, Spring Frost. And that was lovely. That came out so nicely. Josephine's making an emotional support chicken. I need a little bit of sugar this morning. I'm feeling a little bit flat. So I've got a bit of cloudy apple juice to help get the sugar levels just up a little. Because apple juice is so crazy sweet. Oh, Aussie friends. I bought my first pack of Bundaberg Spiced Ginger Beer yesterday. I found it at Aldi. Just the 4-pack. Abby's going to start keeping an eye out at Woolies for the boxes, because she actually spotted it with her eagle eyes and was just like, "Oh my god!" And it was just like, it wasn't even a question; it just appeared in the basket. It's just like, this is coming home with us. That's a no-brainer. Like, yeah, it's just what we do. I really do think they need to bring it out for longer throughout the year than just the lead up to Christmas. I would buy it more often. It is seasonal. Yeah, they Bundaberg only bring it out in the lead up to Christmas, which is really disappointing for those of us that just love it. Like, we stockpile it. Oh, John forgot about the time change. It's good to see you, John. I'm in my chair. I'm in Brisbane in Australia. Whoops. It's very comfy, John. It's very comfy. I'm very happy with it. Huge thank you to you and to the others in the chat who helped me get this chair. You're all legends. And I had Kyra yesterday, and she was like, "Did your chair arrive?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Am I better?" She's like, "You're not better, but I can definitely see a difference already." And I was like, "Wow." She's like, "Let's see what it looks like next week." So she's very hopeful. One thing I did notice is that I definitely need a higher footstool. So I have one arriving today, for under the footrest for under the table, because the one that I have is just a dash too low. So because this chair is designed for large people, they assumed that, you know, you're also very tall. So the lowest setting, when I have shoes on, I can touch the floor. When I don't have shoes on, I can't really touch the floor without leaning, like without getting onto the edge of the chair a bit. So that's kind of funny maneuvering around with no shoes on, like little twinkle toes. So yeah, a footstool is incoming. Fingers crossed it's decent. It's just a cheapie off Amazon. I'll let you know if it's any good. He does look big in his little bed. It's because he is big in his little bed. Yes. I mean, it's not like I've got him chained there, Abby. He can get up and leave whenever he wants. He does sometimes, like especially if someone comes to the door, or he just goes and loses his dog mind. See ya, have fun. Hope your phone's charged. Abby's off to get her hair done. So John watched it on the other channel. Thank you, John. John says, I looked at the chair. The website fits me weight-wise, but not height. 1.7. Yeah, see, I'm short as well, and so I just had to accept that to have a chair. So John, you could, like, I've got the XL version, so you could go down to the other size, like, because there's the small, the large, and the extra large. So you could go down to the large. Actually, you could probably go down to the small even. I would definitely consider looking at the other sizes. I weigh more than 100 kilos, and so I had to sort of make some decisions based off that. And so I knew going in my feet weren't going to reach the floor. So it was not a surprise. I knew exactly what it was. I do have a hard footrest under my table. It's just a little bit too low for, like, you know, it, and not by much, but just by enough. Oh, that's right. You're not short at 5'9". Absolutely not. So yeah, whereas I'm short at 5'3". So yeah. But yeah, my husband sat on this, and he is about 5'8". Whereas, and I have a long torso and then very short legs, whereas he has longer legs and a short torso, and his head only, like, I've got a photo of it. Let me see. His head only just came up to, like, the headrest, and he was like, "Can that move?" Let me see if I can find the photo to show it. Okay, so there he is there. So he's about 5'9". So he would benefit from the shorter chair, I think. Whereas I'm 5'3", but have a longer body, but then very short legs. So yeah, I realized how short my legs were when I knitted those pants. and had to make all the adjustments in the and it's actually from my knee to my ankle is particularly short. So, yeah. I'm basically a corgi. Oh no, I'm not gonna yeah. I don't even know what to say. Yeah. Oh, and it's been girls. So I just hung out some washing. It's 33, feels like 37. Yeah, we were tossing up whether or not to put the AC on this morning, and then I looked at the weather and went, yeah, no, that's going on. It's currently 10:30 in the morning here, and it is already at 32 degrees. Feels like 33. Only 44% humidity, which is nice, but 32 degrees. Let me just look at what's the forecast for the. I mean, the forecast is supposed to say that it's only going to get to 33 by 1 p.m. Now, who thinks that that's incorrect? Me. I think that's a tall halfling from D&D. Yeah, I could be a tall halfling. I mean, that makes me feel better than a corgi, I suppose. I get to be tall, a tall something. But yeah, no, it's stinking hot here. I've got the aircon on. I've got the fan pushing the aircon from Abby's bedroom into this room. Had it going since like 7 o'clock this morning. So hopefully nothing overheats and dies, because that's always a real risk when you're live streaming. So many things that don't like heat but then generate heat. Good job, designers. But yeah, and like, oh yeah, I generate heat and I don't like heat, but I also don't have a fan, so. Oh, Molly is just obsessed with corgis, so first thing that came to mind. No, it's all right. Corgis are cute, like Holly says. You can't hate on a corgi. So, yeah. Last night, before I went to bed, well, I was out in the living room and I hear this like commotion, and Abby was in my room and she was like screaming, and I've gone in and she's like trying to spray what's apparently she saw a spider in my bedroom, right? Now, I don't know what it is about kids wanting to sleep on mum and dad's bed, but Abby is always in there laying down, slobbing on my side of the bed. I don't know what the deal is there. But that's her comfort place. That's where she goes when she wants to just play on her phone and chill and relax, is my side of the bed. And so unfortunately she actually didn't get the spider. She couldn't find the spider. It ran away, and then she just left the room, right? And it is it's just, you know, this room now that has a spider somewhere in it. So I've gone to bed and I've taken Macy with me because she likes bugs and spiders and things. She chases them. And so I thought I'll have Macy. And then just as I was going to, like, finally relaxing and going to sleep, I've got Macy at my feet, Louie's next to me, Tim's trying to find a spot for him. So he annoys the pets and they leave, right? So therefore my bug protection is gone. Couldn't get to sleep properly. But then once I sort of dozed off, every time, and because it was hot and we didn't have the aircon on in our room last night, every time something touched me, I jumped and woke up. So, you know, Louis would jump back up on the bed. I would wake up. His tail would brush my leg. I would wake up. All these sorts of things. I just, you know, so I've had a rough night's sleep, so I'm sorry if I'm not quite, you know, all here. John says, normally I would say spiders are good bugs. They eat bad bugs. But Aussie spiders are a different game. Look, I agree with you, and I try not to kill things. I don't like to squish bugs if I can avoid it. I don't like to kill spiders. I don't like any of it, but if they come into my home and if they come into my bedroom, then the gloves are off. You know, that they will get to drown, they will die, and that's just how it is. They will learn not to go where they're not welcome. Oh, John says he was up till 4. Oh, yep. Yep. The big night for that. Here we go, little hook. Coherent. Yeah. I'm feeling possibly not quite as coherent as usual, which is saying something, because am I really that coherent? Do I really put out like just a solid, clean message? No, I'm a rambler at the best of times. So let's add in lack of sleep. Get in there. And doing a border, which is not my favorite. Oh dear. Let's have a look here. Alrighty, we are coming up to the corner and the instructions change a little bit up here, so let us see what they say. Alrighty, let me just read the instructions and double check what I've got to do next. Oh, we do like a proper corner. Nice. Let's try again. Okay, we do a legit corner. All right. I'm all right with a legit corner. Let me just have a look here. Did I do it right? I did. Okay. I'm just trying to follow the instructions here of just working out exactly how many I'm supposed to do in each color. So that one. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I think I got it. Let me just have a look. It's a little more open than along the top. Is that right? Let me have a look here. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, flip-flops. Yeah, that's right. The things for our feet that are made of, you know, the flip-floppy things, we call them thongs. Because they go between your toes. Well, the side one that I normally hate the most is actually the easiest. You know, I may not be doing it correctly, but this is what we're doing. It's according to the instructions. It just feels a little less. It's just two into each color. Now we can fly down the side doing this. All right. Yes, that's not the correct imagery that you should be thinking of. Gotta have good aim. My dad used to make blow darts and use curtain rods to get the Tyrante Wantagontolopes. Power down the side. I don't know, it just feels tight. It doesn't feel like there's enough stitches. Like look along the top, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Yeah, it feels like, you know, we've got quite a lot of stitches, but then on the side, we don't have anywhere near the same number. Does that look off to you guys, or just is it just me? I'm going to reread the pattern. I mean, according to the images, I'm doing the right thing. It just doesn't feel like enough stitches. I mean, we can just sort of, you know, stretch it out, I suppose. I think getting a bit of apple juice today was a good idea. How are you all going on your projects, by the way? Is my row gauge different to the pattern? I don't think so. I did measure redos at the start. I haven't done it. Haven't checked the end, but it was pretty similar, and I've used similar meterage. Oh, I think I've just worked out what the problem is. Do you know why they don't look the same? It's because I'm not doing the same stitch. I was just doing single crochet. Oh, no, maybe some of them were singles and some of them were doubles. Or maybe I just pulled out some perfectly good stitches. No, definitely. I think I was doing singles instead of the half trebles. At least for some of the stitches, anyway. Let's have a look. I mean, that's filling up a bit better now. It's still not quite there, I don't think. But it'll do. As long as it's even, right? If it feels tighter, is it worth throwing in an extra stitch per color to even out? Let's do a little test. I'll just finish off this one. So if we go 2 into the big one and then 1 into the little one. No, it doesn't look right. Yeah, it doesn't create like an evenness. It adds in like a lumpiness, which I don't like. So we'll just keep going with what the pattern says. John's still ignoring the giant blanket. Haven't started Molly's cashmere sock weight scarf yet. So if you're ignoring the giant blanket and you haven't started the scarf, what are you working on? are working on going to the kitchen to get something to drink. Well, I mean, you need to hydrate. It's important stuff. I will also hydrate. I will probably still be working on this same color yarn on the same edge by the time you get back. That's how long this takes and how fast you'll be. Make sure you've all got beverages handy. Whether it's a cup of tea or coffee or water or whatever it is. I have tea, water and juice today. Game Widows is rocking in late. Dropping the late notes. How you going? Tell you what, having the freedom of having my car back just this last week or so has just been crazy. Like, I haven't been going out like a crazy person or anything like that, but just being able to go out and just do what you need to do without sort of having to work around other people is just so nice. It's I suppose it's one of those things. It's good to remember to be grateful. Bring on that cute little hydrate. It's actually fine. I think it's actually fine. I think I'm just being overly picky. I think it's fine. Back with milk and cookies. Oops, I totally skipped a stitch. Good job, John. Like, do I have any cookies? I don't think I have any cookies. I think I'll have to bake. But to bake, I'll need to go shopping to buy ingredients because I like making oatmeal and chocolate chip cookies. I have no chocolate chips. I have everything else, I think. I could make just oatmeal cookies. I could make Anzac cookies. I have plenty of cookie choices. But they don't cut it when you want chocolate chip cookies. Strawberry boba and mini cupcakes payment for mum taxi duties. Nice work. Nice work. So I have to say, after finishing off the mosaic blanket last week, my shoulders lightened, finishing off such a big project. And then when I sat down and worked out how much was left on this one, I felt a little overwhelmed to start with, but then I just started doing the work, right? And plowed through the last sort of 2 clues of rows, which was a lot of rows. Like, let's be honest. They had this is the one thing I will say is sometimes projects, crochet and knit alongs, have a what if I think I screwed this one up at the start. I did. I'm not going back to fix it. I'll just pop in an extra thing there. I don't know, do I just let me just see. Now it needs an extra stitch because I've stuffed it up. Sorry, I have to talk to myself to sort these problems out. So sometimes the knit-alongs and crochet-alongs just take up too much time. Like, you can literally get nothing else done through the week, and that's not ideal. That's not how I like to do things. I like to do little tastes. Like, I'm just going to grab it. Come here, little thing. So this was last year's knit-along sock, or stocking, I should say, the knit-along stocking. Now, you know, we're not going to look too carefully at my colour work because that's not my strong suit. I also haven't washed or blocked it, which I should probably do. But this was last year's, and I had so much fun with it, right? Because it's just these little sections each day. This is this week's. So the first day is big. It's your toe, right? And then there'll be a heel as well, and then there'll be a cuff as well. So they're your big sections, right? Is your heel, your toe, and your cuff. But all the color work stuff are these just little blocks. So we did like our little block of green, and then we did our little block here. So this is 6 days worth. So this section here was 2 days worth of blocks. And then today's was like a couple of rows of white, and then the start of what I'm assuming will be another one of these. So I really enjoy this. But this was, let me have a look. Do I have my iPad handy? I don't. I left it in the lounge room. This was a crazy number of rows. Like, I think I worked out it was like 36 rows a week, which they're longish rows. And so it was, I think it was like 15 colors. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So like blocks like this big each week, at least, because I actually think 15's not right. Let me just, I don't want to mess up the pattern here. Yeah, I don't want to click away because I need the pattern so I know what I'm doing here. But yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot, so I got behind. All right, let's have a look in the chat. I keep a huge bag of choc chips in the freezer for cookies and pancakes. Oh, nice. I would make all the biscuits, but the idea of turning on the oven does not fill me with joy. There is that. There is that. It's 20C today. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. And it's 23 in the apartment, so I have the windows open. That sounds perfect. That's my kind of weather. I like the low 20s, the high teens, low 20s. That's my happy weather place. I'm just gonna see if I can lock that in somewhere else so that they don't slide together. There we go. Oh, it's only 18 degrees for Emma. Emma, I'm already over 30 and it's 10:30 in the morning. Well, it's 11 now. It's 11. We're coming down to the end of the side. It was 34 yesterday. I would ask if you were here. Because the temperature dropped so much. No, I'm still here. I'm still here. I will say there were colors in this pack that when I first got them, I was a bit like, that's not really me, is it? And now that I've been working with them and that they are sitting with the rest of their colors, I think that they all work really well together. They're balanced out nicely. So, you know, it doesn't always work that way, but this one did this. And this was, I didn't, you know, I can take no credit for any of the color, or I just followed the instructions. This was, You know, blind Nelly pattern. I just followed the instructions. Oh, what have I done there? I did not only go through one leg there. I went through two. There we go. Nitspin Girl says it's 34 here now with 67% humidity. Oh. There's sections of New South Wales and Western Queensland that are going through it, have heat waves heading their way. Oops, what have I done there? I have added in an extra one. We're nearly at the bottom corner. Um, Yeah, when I read the instructions for this and realized the whole border was like half double crochets or half trebles, I did a little cheer because they're actually my favorite stitch. It sounds so weird that I legitimately have a favorite stitch, but I do. And I don't know why I like this stitch so much. I just do. Oh, we went through both legs. We just want one. I like half doubles because I like to go into the third loop. What do you mean by the third loop of a half double? I'm just looking at the stitch here. Because I like to work into the back loops of the half double crochets. They create a nice line. But I'm not sure what you mean by the third loop. The third loops of the V pops out. Oh, yeah. Sorry, yes, there. All right, we're talking about the same loop. This one back here. So that you can have like a row of that V along the line. Yes, we are. We're talking about the same one. I just call it the back loop. You call it the third loop. You're probably more correct because you could probably get confused by the back loop of a standard V. But we are talking about the same spot. I don't think they utilize it in this pattern though. I wonder if we could utilize it. Let's have a look. No, they just work over it. Should we make it our own and work into our loop and create the really nice lines? I think we should. I think we should. I mean, we're doing the half double crochets, so why not get all the bonus benefits of half double crocheting? By the way, that was my Christmas nutcracker laugh, just so that you know. If Abby was here, she would have possibly had a giggle because that's the Christmas nutcracker laugh. It's all teeth. And only the bottom half of the jaw moves. We have all different laughs in this house, and that is the Christmas nutcracker laugh. We're not weird here at all. Alrighty, let me just scroll up because I did scroll down to the pictures. I just want to double check how this other corner goes. Oh, you're picturing Mr. Burns. Excellent. All right, and then along the bottom should be easy. Excellent. This bottom edge is way easier than the top edge. And I'll weigh this yarn too once once we get all the way around. John's grabbing his hook. Alrighty. We have got our projects are on the go. So this particular border has 6 rounds of color, and it's taken, now admittedly, you know, the first part of the live stream, we don't craft. We chat. We go through the stuff. But we are an hour into the stream and we haven't quite finished one round. It feels like a long process. I do know that the next rounds will be faster because even though there'll be slightly extra stitches due to the corner increasings, we won't have to find the stitch quite so much because we'll just be working into one of these half trebles or half double crochets. But I will continue to work on this project. Or I might even, I don't know, I'll have to have a think about it because while I'm trying to get a few of my Ravelry projects done and finished, I also have Christmas projects that I'm working on which I can't do on camera. So I'm just thinking, do I just save this border to work on during the streams, or do I keep finding the next project? Because I've still got socks to finish. I've still got I've got other blankets that need work. What are you working on that requires that stitch? I'm plotting something for my I have to paper out trying to bodge up a pattern. Yeah, we can have a chat for sure. I don't know if I can help, but I can certainly chat. Finish all of the work. I know. And this is the thing, after how well my brain, like, I got like this. Okay, so is it because my chair is creating less pain and I finished a blanket that meant I had so much more energy this week? I don't know. I don't know if it was the chair. I don't know if it was completing a large project. But I got some extra spoons this week and I did things like scrubbed out the oven and a couple of tasks that I don't get on top of all the time. So, you know, was it the chair? Was it the finishing a project? Should I finish another project to test it out? I mean, I'm still sitting in the chair, right? I'll be honest, I don't quite know how ergonomic I go for the most part when I'm crocheting, but like when I'm crocheting with you guys, I'm like upright, making sure I'm leaning forward for the camera. When I'm crocheting for me, right? Let's go into the big chair. Here we go, big mode. Crocheting for me, I take off the tilt lock, which Abby didn't know was not on last night, and the chair nearly tipped her out. And I'm like, back I go. and just lift up the armrest so my elbow can sit here. And this is it. This is the crocheting position. Pop on a movie. And now it actually feels more supportive, but is it good for me? I don't know. The core's not engaged, I can tell you that right now. I'm just like chill, just totally comfy and relaxed. Like, But yeah, that's not how we do it when we're live streaming. I need to put that back down. I need to put the tilt lock back on. So back to, here we go. That's it. Back to official streaming. You'd forgotten all about the spoons. Oh, I don't forget about the spoons. My brain and body remind me of my spoon levels each day. John says, I lay on my side on the couch, legs jackknifed. Yeah, like, are we doing the best things for our body when we crochet comfortably? I don't know. I don't know the answer. Well, actually, the answer is probably not. But are we comfortable while we do all this? Yes. And I love that this chair means that I can be both comfortable when I'm being, you know, less engaged, like where I'm just like flopped, or and also being able to feel supported and have everything sitting how I like it while I sit upright for streaming where you guys can see what I'm working on. Dolores says, I love how you refer to your capacity as spoons. Not many people in the real world can relate. I've only heard it previously in chronic illness circles. I mean, I do have chronic illness, so I do have to keep on top of some things. And maybe like that's sort of where it became acceptable for me to talk about it. I'm not really sure, but I know that this is a safe place, like hanging out with you guys here, and I know that I'm not the only one who has issues with mental energy and physical energy and things like that. Like I know that I'm definitely not alone in that. And so the more we talk about it and make it just normal conversation, I think it's better. I really do. And there are days when I wake up and I'll just be like, yep, I'll probably eat breakfast and then have a rest. And then there's other days where I'm just like, I'm going to scrub the kitchen cabinets and I'm going to, you know, and then the next day I'll be like, you know what, I possibly shouldn't have done that. I possibly should have let my, you know, use that energy for something else, but they really needed doing, you know. So it's just one of those things. I think that some things we've been able to start talking about more, which I think is really good. Being able to be a bit more open with where we're at with our brains, hiding a little bit less of exactly where we're at. I mean, I know not everybody can and not everybody does, but being able to do that, I think, has been a really great step forward. And I think even if you don't talk about it, but if you understand it, if you understand exactly where you're at and you can plan your day out accordingly, whether it's saving all the spoons for your job and coming home and collapsing or whatever it is that you need to do to get through the day, then, you know, we're just here to chill and relax and try and just take a deep breath space. This is just where we just hopefully get a spoon back. That's how I feel after one of these streams. I get another spoon back. Like, yep, I've been sitting here, I've been monitoring streams, I've been monitoring technology, I'm making sure everything's working. I'm working on a project. I'm, you know, keeping an ear out for anything that'll upset the dog. So I'm on high alert. And usually that would take a lot of energy, and it does take a lot of energy. But I finished one of these streams and yeah, I'm a bit tired because I've done a lot. but I've earned that tiredness. But I also get another spoon after I have lunch. So I stop, I go and have lunch, and I sit in the living room and I get another spoon back. So if you guys can get a spoon from hanging out here in the chat, then it's a win-win-win, right? And you like how, yeah, look, I think Emma shared a really good story, like a good article about the spoon theory. I did not invent it. I've just taken on board things that I've heard elsewhere. Lisa says I have thyroid and also arthritis. Yeah, like sometimes we just don't have the physical, like, spoon, for want of a better word, and our brain, like, and we want to do the thing, but our bodies physically won't let us, you know. And it doesn't mean that you don't understand the importance of getting something done or wanting to get it done or whatever. You just physically can't do it right at this moment. So, you know, can you crochet something? Possibly. Sit back. Can you knit it? Maybe. Sit back. Put your feet up if you can. Dolores says, in my world, we call that energy in activities when an activity gives us energy. Yeah, absolutely. And it is an energy in activity. And it's a lot like the introvert versus extrovert things, right? Like, so how introverts need to build their energies back up by doing activities by themselves, or even just sometimes sitting or reading or something like that in a quiet situation alone. Whereas extroverts, their energy in comes from being with people. They get pumped up and hyped from actually physically being with people. So it's, you know, it's one of those things where we're all different and we all have different things that help us get some extra energy, and just understanding where you're at with it. That's the big thing. Understanding what you require. All right, I am at this bottom stitch here, so I've got to do that. And this, we make a proper legit corner. Alrighty, and then oh wait, let me just double check the other corner. Where did I make the corner? I made the corner there. I need to come over and make the corner in a different spot. All right, does that match up better? Yes, it does. Game says, long time ago when I found it, it made so much sense. It made it easy to explain what I was going through, especially on bad arthritis days when just getting out of bed took so many spoons. Yeah. Oh yeah, let's not do that. Let's not lean back if you're sitting on an exercise ball. And we're going back up the other side. So, during my extra crafting time that I've given myself this week to work on, you know, these rows, I'm like, what is wrong with this? I missed one back there. I'm like, why is that pulling in? It's because there's not enough stitches. Let me just get to the next. All right, yeah, I'd skipped 2 stitches, which is why it was being janky. Yeah, good to go now. I think. All right, yeah, don't do that. Now, did I finish off the apple juice? No. I like a nice cloudy apple juice. Are you guys a clear apple juice or a cloudy apple juice gang? Yeah, so I was saying this week I've been watching some reruns of CSI, keeping up to date with the new actually I think I've missed one. I was going to say keeping up to date with the new episodes of NCIS Origins, but I think I've actually missed an episode. I think one dropped yesterday. And also I've been watching, yesterday I watched 3 episodes of a series. I can't think of the name of it, but Jewel the singer plays a construction business owner who helps solve crimes with her the help of her, what's he called? He's a journalist who writes true crime books, and it's the lead guy from the Eureka TV series. Anyway, it was good. Wasn't the best, but it was diverting. So diverting is a win. I don't know what it's called. Hang on. Let me look. Fixer-upper mysteries is what they're called. Just double checking here. Abby sent a message. Oh, it's just a Oh no, Abby's gotten to the hairdressers half an hour early, only for her to find out that they're actually running late. So she's going to sit there even longer. I watched it on AMC, I think. It's a subscription I have with Prime. I think I watched it on AMC because it might have been Acorn. It was Acorn because I can hear the Acorn thing. So it was on Acorn TV. I found it because I was searching for something similar and I couldn't find it, and I thought that'll do, and it was all right. Sally had it. A fixer-upper mystery. Have you seen it, Sally? Knitspin Girl does clear juice. Oh, she googled it. Yeah, because I gave some pretty good information on the actors, right? Yeah. Oops, I split that. Try again. Always looking for nicer shows. Yeah, look, sometimes I just need these are how I think of them. Sometimes I just need what I call a gentle show. Right? I watch a lot of like NCIS and CSI and, you know, fire shows and all these sorts of things, like procedurals and murder mysteries and things like that, right? And I enjoy them and I don't want to stop watching them. And so I found that the sort of more Hallmark versions of the mysteries are also generally a little bit quirky and just they're a bit cute and a bit fun, and they're normally somewhere really picturesque, and It's just, you know, it's like, it's fun. I don't know how to describe it. It's tame, and it's my brain. I know for certain my brain's not going to just go like, what the heck? Because it's like basically a Hallmark. I mean, they're not always Hallmark, but it's the same sort of thing, right? Just go over there. You're not required yet. So yeah, I just find them to. There's a word. Bianca says I prefer that style to the real gritty shows. I kind of like both. So, but it depends on where my mood's at and where my brain's at and what it is I'm trying to get done. Because I don't just sit and watch TV. No. I do things while the TV's on. So it'll come down to how much brain do I need to actually give what I'm working on versus how much brain do I need to give the show. And that will sometimes determine the show that I'm going to watch. Because if I'm working on something that needs like a lot of my brain energy to create whatever it is that I'm working on, then I need a show that I've already seen before, right? Where I'm not going to be like, oh, I missed a bit. You know, I need something like a Midsummer Murders or something like that where I've seen it so many times that I can look at a scene and tell you which episode it is and who the killer is and all that sort of stuff, right? I'm definitely in team rewatch the shows you love. Like these people go, oh, I've seen it, I can't watch it again. And you're just like, wait, what do you mean you can't watch it again? Like, was it bad? And they're like, no, it was fine. You're like, well, then why can't you watch it again? Yeah, oh, exactly. Sometimes it's too hard to read a lace chart and subtitles at the same time. Absolutely, you have to choose the right television for your project. Which seems like such an unusual conversation to have, but yes. Oh, I was watching one of those Am I the A-hole Reddit things? And it came up on a Facebook group. Somebody snipped it. And it was just like this guy was having the biggest whinge because when he started dating this girl, she told him she's a knitter. And he obviously didn't know what that meant. And she is an avid crafter by the sounds of it. She knits everywhere and or takes her knitting with her everywhere. And whenever she's watching TV, she's got her knitting with her. And it appears that he's not a fan of this. And she's always making some sort of hat or something or other. And there was this line where he said, it wouldn't be so bad if she was making something for me. But he wanted to know if Reddit thought it was okay if he dumped this girl because, you know, she's a knitter and she's not concentrating enough on him because she's always knitting when she's like when they're watching shows and stuff. And I'm sort of like, yeah, you are definitely the AITA. Like, there is no doubt in my mind. Especially because it was the whole line of, it wouldn't be so bad if she was making stuff for me. And it was just like, oh, right, so it really is about you. Yeah, red flag. Absolutely, that was a red flag. I was just like reading it, just like, geez, I hope this girl's reading this and realizes that this dude's just an absolute, like, you know, catch and release. Like, you don't keep those ones. It's been girl says, years ago I used to watch a daytime, so I knew that the characters sounded like, but couldn't tell you what they look like. Yeah, like that's the thing, isn't it? You got to watch your hands and you're doing the stuff, but it doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. I mean, that's one of the big things. One of the big reasons why I absolutely love audiobooks, right, and Audible and things like that, because you can just listen to something while you're doing something else, you know? Anyway, it's been a week. Game Widow says, my new talent is reading trashy novels on my tablet while spinning. Yeah, that's an awesome talent. I used to watch, I can't think of her name. She did an interweave an interweave video, and she taught spinning, and and then at the end of the video, when she was sort of done with the video, because it was like a series, she would sit in this chair, in this sunny chair with a book in her lap and spin while reading the book. And I don't believe I've excuse me, I've ever gotten to the ability of being able to spin and read a book at the same time. I would love to, have that ability, I think. But I tend to get very sleepy while I'm spinning. I find spinning very zen, and I get very tired while I'm spinning. Amy Edwards Green? No. It was an older lady. I can't think of her name. I've also nodded off while spinning. Yeah, it's very easy to do. It's very meditative. Oh, it might have been a weaving workshop, actually. It might have been a weaving workshop where she was at the end of it, so she would go and sit and spin. I don't know. I have a lot of the interweave spinning and weaving classes that I bought. Oh, come on. Let us get through to the end of this round. I'm really not enjoying this working into the sides of the stitches thing. Part of it is because this is where I also wove in some of the ends, was in these stitches. Next time I will skip this section and just sort of run along the top of the stitches to move in from the edge a little bit rather than work into those edge stitches. So I probably should have read the instructions before I started weaving in ends, but unfortunately we didn't get the edge instructions until the rest of the blanket instructions, because it was a knit along, or a crochet along, I should say, because this is most definitely not knitting. Oh, I think I didn't not catch enough. There. We will get to the end. We're nearly there. Get in the stitch. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the name. I can't think of her name. She was an old lady. She had dark hair. Oh, no change, Chantel. I can't think of her name. I'll have to dig out the interweave videos now and check. Caught all the bits. Don't catch the bits. Alrighty, we are coming up to the final corner. Let me scroll down to see the instrucciones. Split the stitch. Okay. Let me just have a little look at the picture here. They say that there's 3 stitches into each stripe, but I only see 2. And even in all their photos, I still only see 2. Anyway, it's done now. Ish. Nearly done. Skizzers! Yay! Round 1 is done. It's not perfect, but it's done. Sometimes I'll take that 80%. It's better than not done. Color change, absolutely. Only 2 more to go. Bizarrely, I'm actually enjoying this. I was reading this thing, and it was about video production, right? But my brain instantly went to gauge swatches, and so it was just like, let's stop talking about scripting like it's this annoying thing that you have to do that takes a few hours before you get to record your video, and look at it as this thing that saves us 10 hours in editing and in post-production, right? And my brain instantly went to gauge swatches, where so many people hate doing the gauge swatch. It takes a few hours and it feels ridiculous. But doesn't that few hours at the beginning doing your gauge swatch end up saving you so much time at the end when you realize that you've knit this entire sweater and it's too small, too big, you know, whatever it is, that it's too something. So yeah, anyway, that's where my brain went. And then the second you talked about how you're bizarrely enjoying it, it's just so true, right? All right, move that one over there. Where is your little working end? Now they're saying not to. They're just using, like, they're just going through the loop. Should we? Oh, well, for a start, I'm just gonna run through, and because I do now utilize this method of joining that we shared the video in earlier, I do now utilize this in most things. Or actually, if I'm gonna do it there, I should probably actually be doing it over the 3rd loop. That's all right. We'll do it neatly and cautiously, so it's not quite so standy-addy. I'm like, you know what? No, I really do need to do it over that 3rd loop because it defeats the purpose of it otherwise. Alrighty, I'm gonna flip it and do it over the third loops because we're gonna work over the third loop. Alrighty. I see you're sporting the Princess Leia look. Yes. Absolutely. Alrighty. I've done a few there. Let us join this colour. How does she do insert the hook? Pull through. I'm just going to do a standing half treble. So I don't have to deal with a chain. Where is it? I'm working in the yarn at the same time. So the first few stitches will just be a bit orcs while I get them done. Yeah, like look at that. Isn't that so much nicer having the nice little, you know, like we've done the half doubles. Let's take advantage of the fact that we've done them. Let's have a look. What do you think? Should we keep doing it or should we go back and just do it how the pattern does it, which is just working over everything? Let me know in the chat. While I have a drink, let me just see if I've got, do I have a piece of pepper? Something? No? Just separate. Look, let's just, there we go. So do we keep doing it where we keep our half double treble little V's, or do we just work over the stitches like how the pattern suggests? So let me know. I'm gonna sit here. Louis is still here. How does it look in the pattern? Let me see if I can grab a screen share. Alrighty. I'm just seeing what's visible. If I click a screen share, it's sharing the wrong screen. There we go. Alrighty. So that's how it looks. It's just working over the straight up over all the loops. And I like it. Like, don't get me wrong, I do like it. I just think that having the rose might also be nice. I don't know. I think I like mine, but you know, always open to other people's opinions. One thing I'll say is they're able to get like this edge squarer. Like mine's still rippling. Maybe mine will balance out once it's got a few more rows on it. I like yours. I think yours is nicer. All right. Well, so I'll just keep on going through working through the back because it's like we've got the half double. Let's use the half double. Like all the benefits of using a half double, right? So I'm going to keep doing it. Half double crochet win. There we go. And sure, you kind of got to feel it out, but oh, hello, yarn bath. What's going on here? I didn't sign up for that. Yeah, like see how mine's still rippling a little bit? I suppose even after the second color, it's actually rippling less. I think so. That's good. That's a good thing. All right, let me just bring this screen back so I can see all the things I need to see. Yeah, I definitely like working through this back loop of the third loop as John, because John's right. The back loop could be somewhere else, but the I definitely prefer it for the half double crochet. It may not look quite so nice down the sides. Let's just say that. We'll find out. We'll find out. Yes, I definitely like it. Thanks for agreeing with me. And then what'll happen is we'll come 5 minutes down the track or something and it'll be like, oh yeah, there's a reason why we don't do it this way. It's like, really? There's a reason? There we go. So what are some other shows? Like some of the mystery mayhem shows? I've had a fun interaction on Twitter this week. Gerard Butler promoted his Christmas movie that he has coming out, which is an animated Christmas story where he plays Saint Nick, and it's like full Scottish Gerard Butler, which just looks and the whole thing just looks so fun. So far I've had 4 different Gerard Butlers like it. 2 different Gerard Butlers follow me, none of whom are actually Gerard Butler. So that's been my fun week on social media, of how many Gerard Butlers can like my reply to a Gerard Butler post that aren't Gerard Butler. Bianca says, I just watched the first episode of Ellis. I don't know what Ellis is. The full Scottish, as in needing subtitles when he gets excited. Possibly. There's only a little snippet. If you go and check out Gerard Butler's Twitter feed, it's one of his latest tweets. And there's a link to the video. But yeah, it's one of those things, like Gerard Butler, like, you know, in the movies, in the American movies, he's got like such a deep voice, but then when he's speaking with his actual natural voice, it's not so deep, and it kind of cracks me up. So he plays a really good animated Santa. And then you've got Matt Cohen is doing a GoFundMe or a Indiegogo or some sort of crowdfunding for a new thing that he wants to do, which is this. It's an animated series again, of, like, he's described it as a cross between Cheers, like the bar Cheers, and what was the other thing? But basically, it's like it's like all these characters, all these, what happens to characters when they become public domain. So it's all like these sort of things, these random characters all hanging out in a bar talking about what they're getting up to, and it just, another one that just looks fun. So it's just, I don't know. It just, I hope it happens. I should probably go in and you know, sponsor it, or whatever you do. Help fund it with my $5 or whatever it is. Ellis is a crime show, more on the gritty side, female lead. I'll have to have a look. Oh, I keep being like, you know, Elspeth, I saw a, like, basically I was watching something else and it finished and I didn't notice, but it didn't move on to the next episode. It moved on to an episode of Elspeth. But I was just like, this isn't what I was watching, and press stop. It was because there's no more episodes of the thing I was watching. And I'm up to this point in Fire Country where I'm just like, I don't like this. And I'm like, I don't know whether or not just to skip an episode or two just to get past a story arc, or whether just to move on to something else. Yeah, I hate it when that happens. Yeah, it's annoying. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's just like, why don't you go back and let's watch something else? Like, that was the other thing. It was nothing like it. It wasn't even remotely, it wasn't like even a similar genre. Yeah, it was just like, wait, what? Yeah, I definitely like the Ripple. And not the Ripple, sorry, the Edge. I mean, I like the Ripple too, but I'm going to try and block that out. That could be why they just work over the stitch like normal. Maybe it'll block the edge out faster. I don't know. I actually don't mind if this stayed. Do you know what I mean? Like, I had the straight sides and the straight bottom and then a ripple across the top. That would be fine. I wouldn't care. I know for some people that's a deal breaker, but that's not a deal breaker for me. As long as the sides are straight. Non-straight sides are a deal breaker. And we're about to go down the side to see if it works. If this is why we did or did not do it this way. Still a few more stitches to the side. Sorry, I underestimated how long it was going to take for me to get there. There we go. Let's check in the chat. How you all going with your projects? Are you getting some stitches knocked over? Have you decided to start something new, finish something old? I have to try and find something small to take to Caffeinated Crafters. I don't want to take this. This is huge. Oh, wait. Look what I did. I changed how I was doing it. I was going through the back loop instead of the third loop. I mean, I like how that looks too, but I want this. Alrighty. We're nearly at the corner. Probably would have been there if I didn't have to pull stitches out. John nodded off. He got too comfy. I know those feels, John. Sometimes you just have to let it happen. What's for lunch today? I picked up a bowl of food. I don't know how best to describe it. A meal from Aldi. Some sort of protein Thai chicken and rice thing. I've never had one before from Aldi, and so I don't know if I'm going to like it or not, but that's what's for lunch today. I don't even know what it's called. But I've got to peel the top and nuke it. That's it. That's what's for lunch. I'm not making anything fancy. And then I'm off to IKEA for dinner tonight, where I will possibly have meatballs, but if there's alternatives, I will probably partake of the alternatives. Alrighty, we need to do 2 in there. 2 chain. Oh wait, hang on. I might be doing this in the wrong spot. Let me check. I am doing it in the wrong spot. So just 1 in there. And then in the chain, we do 2. Oops, not trebles. You donkey. Half trebles. And 2 chains. And 2 half trebles. And then into the corner. Alrighty, let's see how this looks on the side with the less stitches. See if we like it as much. Progress on a long-term project. Loving the project. That is awesome. I'm glad you've got progress on it. It's a nice feeling, isn't it? When you just sort of start working in something that's been hanging around for a while and you start kicking over a few milestones on it. Alrighty, let me just get a bit further down from the corner. We'll stop and we'll have a look. Alrighty. Because I have to do the corner. Did I miss? I think I missed working into a stitch there. I might have to pull that back. But, I mean, other than that, I'm fine with it. The corners will point out better once we've got a few more corners working the same way into it. And it won't pull quite so much when I go back and actually work into this one. Oh, maybe I did work into it. No, I did. I've missed one. I missed that one there. All right, yeah. So I'm going to have to pull back and then fix that. But that's where I'm up to. So we've started the second of 6 colors. I don't know how I feel about it at this stage. Oh yeah, that'll block out. That'll block out all right. And that's fine. That's fine as well. I do have to fix this corner. It's curving around because I missed a stitch, so I need to fix that. But that's where we're at. And yeah, I'm pretty happy. What do you guys think? Are we happy? Are we happy, people? Now, if you want to keep up to date with what I'm doing with this guy here, not that one, because that one's finished. This one. I've been posting on Instagram and Facebook daily updates. So you can go and like all those posts for me, please. Please go and like all the posts. I'm not the best at colour work. It's definitely something that I'm not as good at. And the only way to get better at something is to keep doing it. And the advantage with this is no one has to wear it. So, you know, like, let me just... It's not too bad. It's not too bad. There's lots of... Like, I'm working the ends in... The issue I have is sometimes I make the floats a bit too tight. And that's just practice. That's just practice. And I'll get there. I will get there. So, but yeah. I like working on these stockings and on the Christmas baubles because no one has to wear, you know, the thing that has to be jiggery pokeried to stop it from puckering because I pulled too tight somewhere. So yeah, that's where they're at. We'll get there. I'll get better. I mean, because one of the issues in Australia is you do colour work like that and it is double thickness. So we don't need the sweaters to be like doubly thick or extra any good. So I haven't had much practice, but I'll get better. I'll get better. I'll have to just keep trying. Alrighty, my friends, I will catch you all either back here next week. I don't know if I'll be working on this blanket or not. I might be. I may not be. I might have it finished by the weekend. I don't know. Keep an eye on the socials and I'll post some photos. But I will catch you all here next week. And I'm going to recline in my chair now. Bye. If I can find the end screen. There it is.